everyone, I am Joao Paulo, and this week I present some commentaries, some results of my researches according to my experimentations in the Bugey universe. This week I present some commentaries about my experimentation, about my experience inside the studios of the Seitei-gata called Raimei. Raimei can be translated as thunder, and this translation refers to how this Seitei-gata have to be performed by the Kenshi, and some interesting points that I can experience it during my learning, during my studies of the Seitei-gata reminds to the accuracy and speed of the performance of this Seitei-gata. How impressive is to draw in a very high speed, in a very high velocity, when as we can see in the video, Shidoshi Jordan performing this Seitei-gata. It was very interesting to see how the accuracy and the speed involves in this Seitei-gata. That reminds the name, the original name, the translation of the name Raimei, that can be translated as thunder. And when I had the chance of performing the Seitei-gata, one of the things that I can notice during my apprenticeship was how interesting is the foundation, the base of the Seitei-gata, because this Seitei-gata can be studied, can be performed using a very low basis. Because one of the explanations that the masters tell to us during our studies is that the tree has to be in a lower base because the tree needs to stay above the level of the eyes of the person. So when a person tries to attack us, we have to put in our bases low, that cause some confusion, some loss of sense of the person that attacks us. The person does not have the sense of what he attacks, and then we have a lack of advantage. We have some advantage to attack in a very high speed and like a thunder, and cut him according of each sequence of the Seitei-gata. So this was a very interesting point that I can remember, that I can continuously think when I try to perform this Seitei-gata, when I try to perform this Seitei-gata, when I try to repeat according the masters teach to me all the performance of the Seitei-gata. So I have to put my body, put my ideas according of the Seitei-gata in my legs, in my base, my foundations, because it was very interesting how our body reacts when we have some pressure, we have some discomfort in the muscular fibers, in the muscular parts of our legs, of the lower part of our body. Sometimes when we have some kind of pressure, some kind of discomfort, because it's not a natural posture of the body. So when our legs have some kind of pressure or some kind of discomfort by the lower bases, it's natural to the body when the body is not properly trained and not properly adapted to the practice of the Seitei-gata, that the spine can bend forward, or our ribs can bend a little bit to forward also, not allowing the body stay in a straight position, and not allowing the Kenshi to perform a properly draw of the sword according to the Raimei thinking. So another thing that can occur with the body when our legs are under pressure, or our legs are uncomfortable, it's the unbalance of the arms or the shoulders, because in a natural response our body tries to balance our body, unbalance some parts of the body to try to make our legs feel comfortable again. So this kind of perception, it's wrong to Raimei way to perform this setegata according to the anxiety teaches about this setegata. So to avoid this kind of response of the body, we have to exercise our body, you have to make the perception of all postures of our body when we are studying this setegata. So once we have the lower bases, also has the conditions of put our bases very long, very down, very near to the floor, we have to perceive how our body reacts when we have some kind of discomfort to our legs. So we have to be this kind of feeling to training our body, to training our mind to perceive all the elements that we have when we are studying some setegata like Raimei, for example. And another thing that I perceive during my studies is that how improved is, how impressive is the draw. As we can see in the video of performances of Shido Thiago, Shido Shodan, it's very it has a very high speed drawing. So we have to practice it in this way also to respond all the natural laws, all the natural ways to practice this setegata, to study this setegata. So we have to take this some points like this in mind when we have to practice this setegata, and also of course understand all the teachings of the masters about this setegata, because the masters have all the conditions to make a correct performance, made a correct teaching of the setegata to the students. So the students have to be open mind and try in every training can realize, can make this type of the performance, especially in Raimei, that for me it was a very difficult setegata. The person has to be the condition to perform this setegata in a proper way. So this is all the commentaries that I present to you this week, and if you wish, please send us some commentaries, some topics that we can see in other videos, in other studies in this series of videos. Stay well and bye bye.